and keep the Zoom etiquette. Don't jump in and out of the meeting just out of politeness. And please, when our speaker comes on and you do have questions, do type them on the chat, and then we will organize the Q&A when the talk is over. I think with this, I hand over to President Dinesh.
Thank you, Bridget. May I call the meeting to order. Honorary Member Pak Mohan, Honorary Member Bhagwan. I just saw Kavita was here.
Yes, she's around.
So thank you, Kavita, for attending. Past presidents, fellow Rotarians, and distinguished guests. Very good evening and warm welcome to our 14th Rotary meeting this year. We have many guests today, and I would like to thank past President Sarvanan from our sister club in Moar, and he's the district chair of membership, for joining our meeting today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sarvanan. I am pleased to welcome a visiting Rotarian to our meeting, PP Mrs. Wasi Daniel from Rotary Club of London. Thank you for joining us, Mrs. Wasi. Thank you. Thank you all of our guests, of our members, for attending our meeting. I know for sure some of you are in process of joining our club. Thank you very much and enjoy the meeting. It is now my pleasure to call Rotarian Rajiv Mukul to raise the toast to Rotary Club of London coupled with Rotary International. Rotarian Rajiv, please.
Unmute.
Thank you, President. I would like to extend a hand of welcome and friendship to visiting fellow Rotarian, Dr. Wasi S. Daniel, who comes from Rotary Club of London. And this club was the first club chartered outside North America. So please join me in raising a toast to Rotary Club of London.
And
thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. I bring you greetings from Rotary Club of London.
Thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, I also would like you to join me in also raising a toast to the grand institution we all are so proudly part of, to Rotary International. Rotary International.
Rotary International. Thank you.
Back to you, President.
I will now, thank you, Rajiv. I will now ask past President Mrs. Wasi to just tell us about your club in 1.5 minutes.
Thank you.
We have a tight schedule.
Thank you, President. Thank you. Well, fellow Rotarians, I bring you greetings from the Rotary Club of London. My name is Vasi. I was past president of the Rotary Club of London, 2013 to 2014. Our club was the first to be chartered outside North America. And we founded our club in 1911. So we are quite a senior club. It's the biggest club and the most senior club in Rotary in London. We have a membership of about 125, 23 to 125 members, made up of professionals, ladies, women, men and women of all ages. And we meet every Monday from 12:30 for 12:45 until 2 o'clock. And just like your club, we have speakers every week. Well, thank you so much for having me. And I would have joined you actually face-to-face in February, but I had to cancel my trip because of the coronavirus. And I'm here today with you virtually. So thank you. And I'd like to toast from our club to your club. Greetings.
Thank you.
From the Rotary Club of London. Thank you.
Thank you, past President Wasi. Honorary Secretary, do we have our speaker in?
The speaker comes a bit later, so because she is on at about 7:30.
No, she's here.
She's here, is she? Dr. Chong? Oh, Dr. Chong. Yeah, wonderful. MC, I couldn't make that out of it. So wonderful. Great.
Hello. Hello, Dr. Chong Bin Sian. Very warm welcome to our meeting. And
Yes,
I thank you very much for accepting our invitation.
yeah.
And we all look forward to hear your speech later this evening.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And the topic is Road to Cognitive Wellness and Holistic Approach. I'm sure many of us are interested in your talk. Thank you. Now it's my pleasure to ask our Honorary Secretary, Bridget, to make club announcements.
Yes, club announcements. Tomorrow is Thursday, the 22nd of October, and it's the YSC meeting hosted by Dr. Ganesh at 7 o'clock, usually as usual on Zoom. And I think the other thing which is happening is the finale of the Step Up to End Polio Challenge, which many of us participated. That's going to happen on Saturday morning at the Lake Gardens in Jurong. And I think we are allowed to host 4 groups of 5. We have 3 groups already full, and I think Rotarian VNet is hosting the 4th group, where I think we still have 3 places available. So that will be the finale, and we all are waiting for the results, and obviously also for the amounts of money that we have donated to the Rotary Foundation for the End Polio initiative. These are the 2 things happening towards the end of the week.
Thank you, Bridget. I will just like to add a little bit to what you have said, Bridget. This is about the Step Up End Polio program, and she has already told you that we are going to walk on 24th, which is the World Polio Day. I think thank you for all the members who have contributed to the eradication of polio from remaining part of the world. Please keep it up, keep contributing until 24th of October. And to add to this excitement of End Polio Setup Challenge, on 24th, our past president, Palita, has offered to auction collector's item, a limited edition End Polio watch produced in 2017. It is working fine, very well. Please look into our club chat early morning tomorrow and participate. Thank you. Now, I would like to share my slides now. Please wait for a few seconds. Birthdays, we have only one birthday boy today, past President Jimmy Wee, who has birthday today. I think please join me in wishing him very, very happy birthday. He's not in today, but he has asked me to extend his gratitude to all of you for birthday wishes, not only here, but also on WhatsApp chat. And he has also wished our club a great year ahead. Thank you, Jimmy, where you are. Wedding anniversaries. Best wishes to wedding anniversary celebrants this week. Frank and Fancy Pao on 23rd of October. Toshia and Atsuko Kimura on 27th October. Very happy wedding anniversary, both of you.
Frank is here, so we give him a round of applause.
Yeah, thank you, P.V. Parlita.
Thank you, Parlita.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, Frank is here. Today is a very important day for us, and we are going to welcome 3 new members joining our club. And they are Don Dominic, Senthil Kumar, and Mr. Thomas Wolfe. I'm sure most of us have seen them attending our meetings for several weeks, not only club meeting, but they've also been attending the service meetings, and some of you are also seen on weekly walks. So now is the time that you become real Rotarian today. And it's mine our pleasure. Fellow Rotarian, it is my privilege and pleasure today to welcome into our membership Mr. Don Dominic, Mr. Senthil Kumar, and Mr. Thomas Wolfe. The proposals have been reviewed in accordance with the constitution and bylaws of the club. Their proposals are VP Suresh Kirti for Don Dominic, Rotarian Uttam Kripalani for Senthil Kumar, and myself for Thomas Wolfe. I now ask Vice President Suresh Kirti to introduce them. VP Suresh, please.
Thank you, President. It's my pleasure to introduce three wonderful candidates for induction today. Although two of them are more Ranga and I think Mukundan couldn't join us, but these three are ready to join us. Let me introduce you to Mr. Thomas Wolfe. He has been proposed by our president. He's the chairman and CEO of RBI Software, a listed company in Germany, which he recently sold to Schneider. He moved to Singapore with his family with the hope of settling down here. He runs a family office and would like to participate into community work both here and abroad through Rotary International. And he has been introduced to Rotary by our wonderful guest, Evelyn, his sister in Germany. She, I believe, had convinced him to join Rotary in Singapore. Thank you, Evelyn. I would like to also introduce Don Dominic. He's from India. He works as a project manager for a manufacturing company called Dymax. He has been involved in the Rotary family since his childhood because his father is a long-standing Rotarian in the Thodupuzo near Kottayam, Kerala club. And as a family, right from his childhood, I believe he's been very active in Rotary movement. So he wanted to join Rotary since he's now in Singapore. Welcome, Don.
Thank you.
Lastly is Senthil. He's also from India. He's a technical consultant at Munich Reinsurance. He has been very active as a volunteer, both for CSR of Munich and for voluntary of Assisi, Willing Hearts, etc. I think he'll be a good candidate for IRENA for the community service. He wants to work with Rotary so that there's a platform for him to serve the community locally. Welcome, Senthil. Welcome all three of you.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you, VP Suresh. Don, Senthil, and Tom, as you would like to be known in the club, we now proceed to admit you into membership in the Rotary Club of Singapore. You have been chosen for membership in this club because your fellow members believe in you to be a leader in your field and have qualities which will allow you to carry out the work of a Rotarian. In electing you to the membership, we are doing more than taking you into our fellowship. We are making you a trustee with us of Rotary's ideals. Knowing you to be a Rotarian, the world will henceforth judge Rotary by your conduct. Membership in Rotary is an honor and privilege, and every privilege has its corresponding obligations. You have agreed to accept the responsibilities attached to your membership in this club and to obey this club's constitution and bylaws. One of the special obligations of membership is regular attendance at the weekly meetings and the monthly service committee meetings, and participation in the club projects and activities. It is the primary method of fulfilling the principles of service and fellowship, and also a way by which you represent your vocation. Don, Senthil, and Tom, the ideal of Rotary is service. Our principal motto is service above self, and the object of this club and all Rotary clubs is to encourage and foster this ideal as a basis of worthy enterprise. you are to share in this effort. For the rest of this Rotary year, I would be pleased if you would serve on following service committees. Dawn, I would recommend you join youth service committee, and your mentor is your proposer, Rotarian Suresh Kirti. Central, I just heard VP Suresh telling him to join community service. You can, but I have put in here as a vocational service committee. Your mentor is your proposer, Rotarian Uttam Kriplani. Tom, I would recommend that you join community service committee. Your mentor is your proposer, President Dinesh, that is myself. You are free to join, all of you, you are free to join any committees for starting for a couple of weeks, and then also you can decide which committee you would like to join. You can join more than one committee. Before you finalize the one, sorry. So you can, you can join all the committees before you finalize the one you would like to continue with. And you can join more than one committees. Your mentors will guide your assimilation through the service committees. Dawn, your classification is engineering technology development. Central, your classification is reinsurance claims. Tom, your classification is software construction. And now, by the power vested in me as the president of the Rotary Club of Singapore, I declare you to be an active member of this Rotary Club. I will present you with a Rotary emblem and a packet of Rotary literature at a later date. I especially commend to your attention the object of Rotary and the four-way test, which form the criteria for Rotarians in their daily lives. I also suggest that you, as you travel, you avail yourself of the extraordinary opportunity you will have to attend Rotary meetings and meet Rotarians throughout the world. This is another very rewarding benefit of your membership. May I now request all members to unmute yourself, please? Can you unmute yourself?
Yep.
Yes.
Fellow Rotarians, I'm happy to present to you Rotarian Dawn, Senthil, and Tom, our newest members of the oldest club. Let us rise and welcome Dawn, Senthil, Tom to the oldest Rotary Club in the District 3310, the Rotary Club of Singapore, with a loud round of applause.
Yeah, welcome.
Congratulations and welcome.
Congratulations.
Welcome.
Welcome all.
Welcome all.
Welcome. Nice to see you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we have 3 Rotarians. Welcome to Rotary, and we all look forward to the enrichment of our lives as well as that of your own by your association in this, the world's oldest, largest, and finest service organization. I would now like to invite Rotarian Dawn to briefly address the club. Rotarian Dawn, please.
Thank you, President Dinesh, Honorable Secretary, Vice President, past presidents, board members, fellow Rotarians, and guests. Firstly, I would like to thank you for inviting me to Rotary Club of Singapore. It's really a privilege to be a part of this great and traditional club here in Singapore. A little bit about myself. I have been living in Singapore for 8 years together with my wife. We have a 4-year-old daughter, and I'm working in a technology sector, the company called Dymax. I'm a R&D project lead. As Suresh sir highlighted, my father is a Rotarian as well. He's a Rotary for last 21 years in India, district number 3201. So I have been part of the Rotary family since my childhood. So now I am very happy to get a chance to serve and grow together with this estimate club in Singapore. So I hope we can all meet soon and get to know each other in person. Thank you once again. Looking forward to work with my fellow Rotarians. Have a nice evening to all.
Thank you, Rotarian Don. Thank you very much. And now I'll call upon Rotarian Senthil to say a few words.
Dear President, fellow Rotarians and guests, thank you for the warm welcome and good evening to everyone. It's a pleasure to me to join this honorary club, and I'm looking forward to work with this club and the club activities. So apart from the social service, I'm also delighted to join this Wednesday meetings where I can see there's a lot of potential to develop the leadership, public speaking, and fellowship. Yeah. Thank you so much for the opportunity given to me, and I'm looking forward to work with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rotarian Senthil. Now I'll call upon Rotarian Tom to address.
Yeah, dear President, dear President Dinesh, I'm on with you. Dear Vice President Suresh, Honor Secretary Brigitte, fellow Rotarians, it's a great pleasure for me. I'm here today with Yvonne, my wife, and we have three children, 17, 20, and 15 years old. And we are living since 18 years in Asia, in Hong Kong and Singapore. Now we are living in Singapore and we intend to stay here for at least 1 decade. I'm Chairman, CEO, and co-owner of RIB Software. My majority owner is now Schneider Electric, and I'm in this business since 25 to 40 years. Now, when I want to invest also in a family office in the next years, it's a great honor for me to be invited in this famous Rotary Club of Singapore. And I look forward jointly with you to meet and to contribute to the community here in Singapore, but also worldwide. Thank you, everybody, for the trust and the friendship.
Thank you, Tom. And I would like to welcome Yvonne, your wife. Thank you for joining us, Yvonne.
Yeah, glad to be here.
Thank you. So I'll have to share my slides, please.
Today, Palita is going to talk. Listen to her. About herself. Come, sit down.
So now you have 3 members becoming 3 new Rotarians. Well, fellow Rotarians, the next program is Know Your Fellow Rotarian, KAIFA. And today you are going to really meet a Rotarian who is known to us very well, but I'm sure we are going to know much more. And the member is no other than past President Parlita. Past President Parlita is the first women president of our club in 2014-15. She joined on 8th of March, year 2000. So I will not take your time in telling some more about her. We want to listen to her. So I give you past President Parlita, please.
Can you stop share?
Yes.
Slide, please.
Done.
Cool.
There you go. Oh, sorry.
Yep. Beginning.
Right. Okay. Now I think I've got it. Sorry. Okay. Good evening, my dear fellow Rotarians and distinguished guests. Thank you for your time to listen to me a little bit. Let me just start with my my academic background. I've got a BBA and an MBA, and in between, I became a certified public accountant, going through the board exams in the Philippines. And I've been working for the last 50 years, but it's just in 3 companies altogether. First was with SGV and Company. It was the largest audit firm east of Mississippi, representing 6 out of the big 8 audit firms before. It's now part of Ernst & Young in the Philippines. And in Singapore, it's part of Deloitte and Touche. So they actually sent me to Singapore in end of 1970. After that, I joined a British firm called PA Consulting Services. And then for 9 years, and I was CEO of that firm for the last 4 years. And then I set up my own firm together with my late husband. And having been with large companies in the past, we became members of EMA Partners International, which was a global search group. So I was with them until I phased out and fully retired in 2015. Right, my experience covers accounting and auditing standard research beginning, and then when I had my MBA, I moved up to audit training up to manager's level. And then I became a management consultant doing all sorts of financial IPOs and systems and HR things, as well as public seminars. And in Singapore, we started recruitment service. And so I started doing a little bit of HR. Then I moved to PA consulting, where I actually moved to people instead of numbers, because being an accountant, it was a bit boring to be an accountant, by itself. So I moved into people. And then from time to time, we did outplacement because of the hard times. My professional memberships include Rotary Club of Singapore, of course. I do certifying certifying management consultants. I do work for Caritas, which is my other jobs would be with the Archdiocese, do prayer guiding and various prayer groups and fitness groups as well. Professional memberships include the usual, before it was SICC, International Chamber of Commerce, British Chamber, Irish Chamber Federation. I was also with the Human Resource Institute and various ladies organization and the church organizations. And in the Philippines, I was in the Institute of CPAs. And now, my Rotary history starts, it's actually March. You gave me the correct number, March. But before that, I was actually talking to several Rotary clubs already, since maybe even 10, 15 years before that. And as a matter of fact, 10 years before that, I gave a talk in the Rotary Club of Singapore. I said, I'm not going to join any Rotary Club unless it's the Rotary Club of Singapore. And I finally got in when the doors opened to the females. I served on the board for a total of 6 years. Of course, in Rotary, my highlights were receiving Rotarian of the Year award from PP Ching Yap. And then I was president. Before that, I was on sec with PPJK, VP under PP Manik and PP Peter. And then after that, I became part of the district alumni group. Right. Other roles in Rotary were editing the Crossroads before it was in hard copy, Installation Magazine, rep in the Philippines, the training facilitator, Marcoms in FRCS and public image. Now I'm helping Sonali in public image. And I'm very supportive, of course, of TRF, and I'm very proud to have been major donor last year. I got married to Robert Tiro, who was lecturing at the University of Singapore, and then became a consultant of W.D. Scott. And I have one daughter who's in the US, married with 2 teenage daughters. I became a Singapore PR, originally a Filipino, in 1976, and then obtained citizenship in 1996. So I'm a Merdeka generation, although I should be pioneer. Now it's so many things to say, so I just compiled pictures and press releases of the past years of my life, and enjoy and relax, and maybe you might see yourself in the pictures.
No pictures.
Oh, no pictures?
Yes.
Sorry, were no pictures, you mean?
No, they were there pictures.
We could see
Of
it.
course, we can see everything.
Oh, I
They're
see.
okay. They're okay.
I thought somebody.
Yeah, it's okay. Carry on. We were seeing.
All right, sorry.
Wow, you've done very well, Falsa. Yeah, I'm there.
Recognize the Rotarians.
There's a lot of pictures, yeah.
Hey, that's me.
Yes. Picture taken by PPDT.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. All right. Now, why am I in Rotary? I think important is it's because of the joy I receive from the club, from within the district and the Rotary world, including conventions. The service to communities here and abroad is the biggest joy. It's the biggest satisfaction you get when you see the satisfaction of the beneficiaries. Of course, it's part of giving back as well for past blessings and developing the future generation. Continuing learning is also important, self-development, and this means learning from the young as well as from the old, not just older people, but you also learn from young people. Men and women behind me, I have to be grateful for would be my dad and mom for my education, CISIP for his vision, the first company I joined with where I got excellent values and work standards, talented and supportive superiors, and team, my husband who was full support and a good devil's advocate as well along the line. And of course, God was my light and my help all the time. And my Rotarian mentors, to be thankful for. There are many of them. I cannot enumerate all of them, but you know who you are. But you have somehow formed me into what I am now and what I've been as a Rotarian. And this can be seniors as well as juniors. And I shall continue to learn from you. Thank you very, very much for allowing me to share. Over to you,
Thank you.
President.
Thank you. Thank you, Past
Very
President
nice.
Parlita. I'm sure that all of us enjoyed Parlita's presentation, know about her family, her Rotary life, fantastic. And okay, we now move on. And before I go to the next, I've just noticed some spouses joining us, and I would like to recognize Roshan Mistry. And I saw Preeti Mehtani, welcome. And I saw the First Lady Rekha, but I can't look at her now. And I'm told there are other spouses who are not on video but listening, are ready to listen. And Suresh and Mira, I can see you. Welcome, Mira, spouse of Suresh Kirti. Well, now it's the speaker time. And we have Dr. Chong here. And I would like to now call upon Dr. Arina Franken, our chair for community service, to introduce our speaker. Arina, please.
Okay, good evening. Thank you, President Dinesh. And it is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Chong Mesian, who will speak about quite an interesting subject, which I think will touch a lot of our hearts for a lot of us. She will talk about cognitive wellness and holistic approach. Dr. Chong is a senior consultant geriatrician and medical doctor of the geriatric practice. And if you actually Google, you can see that the geriatric practice is regarded as one of the top and best in Singapore. He graduated from National University of Singapore in 1995. And after that, she passed her member of Royal College Physicians examination in UK. And she started her geriatric medicine specialty training. She obtained accreditation as a specialist in 2003 and received training under the guidance of internationally well-known professors in the US and in Israel. But that obviously for a young girl and talented girl was not enough. She continued her study and she was very much involved in various activities. She continued her studies in Australia, in US, and get various diplomas and degrees in subject of her heart. That's what she liked, obviously. That's what she will talk today about. That a subject related to the geriatrics. We have been practicing in 10 Tokseng Hospital Institute of Geriatrics for 16 years. And she was active member. If you really read on the website her bio, she's very active member and very active person in many health and a lot of medical organizations in Singapore and internationally. And she also talk in various conferences around the world and of course locally too. She published more than 60 papers and wrote chapters and gave and shared